right, and we're cutting to the lobby. Wow, and we are live. Look at that. Well, hello, everybody out there in the metaverse, as we call it these days. My name it is Destace here, but I go by 12GBDS nowadays, and I'm here with my friend.
Hi, I'm Goku. No, Goku, my name is Michael, and we're in casting some StarCraft 2 today.
Yeah, exciting. Getting back together. We used to do this way back in, God, was that like 2011 or something? I mean, a long time ago.
Very long time. We were ready to start, right?
Back when we were Frieza and Goku, respectively. Yep, looks like ready. Rumble, are you ready? All right, here we go. And we're getting right into the match here, everybody. Excited. First match here on Berlingrad LE.
First match of the stream. Let's get some good StarCraft 2 go.
And we can see right now, Deanna's actually a random main, it would appear. Set up as random for this game. So that's going to be exciting.
Will we get the mirror matchup?
Yeah. Ooh, that's always the big question, right? TVP, it seems. So, would you like to do the honors, my friend? Introducing the players?
In the bottom right, sporting the spiffy yellow colors, we've got Rumble Randy.
Yes,
In the top
sir.
left, with the Protoss red, is Dina. So a random Protoss, so we're going to TVP.
Yeah, interesting. We see kind of like a scout going out right at the start. But this is actually from Dina. You would think Dina would want to be a little more clever about hiding, like, what race am I? What race am I? You don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, he might be going for something a little cheeky if you look at the top right.
Oh, yeah, hiding.
Yeah, he might be going for a little...
Oh, are we getting a cannon rush? Ooh, I'd kill for a cannon rush. There's the pylon. Oh my god, I think we're going to see it on our first stream match. This is exciting. Yeah. Does not look like Randy knows.
Yep, here comes the forge. We're getting at least
Some sort of cannon. Yep.
You play, but the cannon rush is too expensive.
Forge coming down in the natural, getting ready to expand right away while putting the pressure on with the cannon rush, it would appear. SCV Scout coming in, and he did not see. Is that true? Yeah, I don't think he did either. Wow.
How many are responding to this? So, let's see. We have around like 5 seconds left on that.
Yeah, now he's gonna know the race now. See that it's Protoss. We'll see the Forge, which, I mean, Forge this early. Does that necessarily mean cannon rush? Alarm bells would be going off in my head.
I mean, I remember they used to just be for expands. You could put down the forge, but I mean, definitely can put off.
Oh, here we go.
And here comes the cannons.
Yeah, SCV is being pulled to try to kill this pylon. Absolutely necessary. I feel like the standard used to be like 3 SCVs, but, you know, you're willing to take that economic hit and not die right now. Is this another pylon? Yes, it is. We got backup pylon coming in, investing a lot of resources in this cannon rush. First cannon coming up. Oh my god. The SCVs run. It's worked. Yeah, looking like kind of hunkering down a little bit. Maybe trying to get a siege tank to blow that up. Maybe that's sort of the plan right now. I like the bunker. I mean, this is sort of him playing defensives. Like, because I think right now, Randy's decided, all right, yeah, I've lost the nat for now, but we got to hold up. Like, we can't lose the game on this cannon rush, and I think that's smart. True, or at least maybe this pylon in the corner. You know, that could have been interesting. I mean, there is another backup pylon in place already, but yeah, siege tank might be the best way. Tech lab coming down, and I guess if we take a back look over at the Protoss side, really not a lot going on here. We got a cybernetics core coming through, but more or less content to kind of just put on the pressure right here, invest more resources in this cannon.
I mean, he might not know that. Yeah, he might get pressured to...
Yeah, Starfort also coming out pretty early, kind of like you were saying. Yeah, the Zealot tried to go in here, get the supply depot. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but dies here to the Bunker Marines. Yeah, a lot of idle SCVs. Okay, he's picked him up. And moving the barracks back a little bit so we can put an expand down on it, yes. And here we have the first siege tank out, gonna start chipping away at this photon cannon. So I think now, considering that there isn't an expand here for Deanna, like, I'm not sure how successful I would call this cannon rush. A lot of wasted resources for what? I mean, just to stall and expand when he doesn't have any of his own.
Yeah, it's
Is this blocking the Nexus?
no.
Hopefully not. It's like, yeah, you hopefully part of that pylon. Like, that was barely.
I don't know if he has any stalkers though to try and take care of this.
Yeah, I mean, it is queued up to
And
move in
the
this
Nexus
direction.
is down in the natural. So the Stark port up. This Liberator gets completed, but he might be able to get some economic damage off.
Yeah, and I think it's almost like this is what Rumble Randy needs, because I need to put on some reverse pressure. There is a Stargate out here for the Protoss player as well, meaning beyond just these cannons, there is some tools to take out the Liberator. But right now, coming in behind the main mineral line does not look spotted, and we're going to see some carnage starting right now. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, he's not reacting. There it is. 4, 5 go down before we fully react. Was it 6? Oh man. 7 kills, you're right. Yeah, oh my god. This Sentry not quite gonna do it. 1 Stalker not quite gonna do it. No, not enough. Okay, scaring the Liberator off a little bit though. Yeah, that was some good damage. And I mean, that was more successful almost definitively than the cannon rush was, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of research and stuff into delay, but you know, the benefit of Terra, you just build that in your base and just fly it out when you are ready to take it.
Yeah, it's true. And yeah, so he's already got the orbital command coming through. You know, the second base is basically up and running. We do have a second base here as well for the Protoss player, probably only a little bit behind. Check that worker count though. Only 19 workers on behalf of the Protoss player compared to 33 for Rumble Randy. So already a huge econ difference coming into play. Almost 2 times.
Supply,
We got dropships.
resource gathering. You see, those mules are putting in work.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the mineral per minute is like literally double, if not more, with those mules in play. That's huge.
And is that
It's dropship.
Dropships coming out along with that Liberator that did die.
Moving at it from the other side, just in case he was preparing now for another assault from that angle. Doesn't really look like, you know, the Protoss player Deanna was, but I think it's smart considering the Nat is also on this side. Going to try to hit the main again once more with only this 1 photon cannon sitting pretty far away to protect it. Here it comes. Oh, this is the Liberator, actually. So he's holding off on this dropship, moving the Liberator into position, maybe at the Nat, and then going to move in with the dropship in the main. 2-hit attack. There's also this Oracle coming in, harassing Randy's base. So going to have to deal with that. Running out of... does die, but drop coming in over at the other base, not being reacted to quick enough. Ooh, only taking out a handful of of probes over here. Liberator looks like it's absolutely massacred, though, in the natural. Did not see both hits coming at the same time right there. And that's... Man, he's even throwing the units here to the Nat without realizing the Liberator's in place. Oh my god, 24 kills on this Liberator. Oh my god. And it looks like the Liberator will go down if you take out a single stopper. That is... That is...
All the Marines are dead, but I mean, a set of Marines is not that much. It's less than the cannons he spent to delay the natural. And here comes the main push with 2 siege tanks. What does he have?
2 siege tanks,
Like 4 stalkers?
5 marauders
It's 5 stalkers.
against 5 stalkers. So
Discord.
I don't know. I don't see how he looks this.
yeah, they're coming in right now for the attack. And that's going to be the GG. Absolutely impeccable play here. Great job from both players. Audio quick, but that was a fantastic first game. All right. So, you know, great job to both players. They're really impressive from the Terran player. I mean, Rumble Randy just doing a much better job, it seems, overall, of of putting on the harassment effectively. Like, we saw harassment from the Protoss player. It just wasn't unique damage, you know? It was working, but then he invested a lot into it without getting a lot back.
Yeah, it was a commitment of a lot of resources for almost zero economic damage, because he didn't really delay the base much, because the base just floated out of the main when Terran decided he wanted to build it. I think, did they have to keep banning?
Oh, I believe, I assumed it was that the winner banned some, and then the loser counter picks, but I could actually be wrong about that. We maybe should,
I think they just picked.
double check that.
He picked one of the last maps, and it's best of three. It's the last.
Okay.
Right.
Well, either way, hopefully they can let us know the stage they will be going to here. Although you can see some bands coming in, so maybe it is a band structure. Either way, we'll be getting back to the action just shortly. But so far from that first game, I mean, like, what do you think our Protoss hero needs to do to kind of take things back for this next one?
Well, he either has to commit harder to the harassment, or he really put down a late nexus with that rush. I don't know if he thought he was going to do more damage with the cannons, but he put down like 5 cannons or 6 cannons. He needed to put down a nexus way earlier so he could get his econ rolling and get ready for what he knew was going to come of push from the 10.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, looks like, okay, ban, Blackburn ban, so that's 1-2, 1-2. I think that means they are selecting Glit, if I am not mistaken. Right? Yes, but I think because Deanna lost, I think they get the pick as well. So that's correct, right? 1-2, 1-2.
Yeah, okay.
Glit. Glittering Ashes. And
I mean, we might not get a PG though.
yeah, right. I mean, given the random, it's actually anything is possible here. So
oh, he might be going.
oh, looks like actually selecting a specific race this time. Yep. Randy is ready, and once we get the go-ahead from Deanna. Great. Here we go. Right back into the action.
Was a quick game 1? Let's see if we get a quick game 2.
Yeah, I mean, both players playing pretty aggressively. I think a cannon rush opener is bold. And I think
it is bold, but I mean, a forge opening you're going to build a forge anyway to protect your natural. So I mean, we can commit some resources.
right, true. Hopping back into this next game, we now have Rumble Randy, the Terran in yellow, in our top right-hand corner, and Deanna, the now red Zerg, in the bottom left-hand corner. So Zerg switch up, probably going to change up the dynamics here quite a bit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you have to wonder if Zerg is maybe more of a comfort pick for him. Maybe he was going random just to have some fun, and maybe now that he lost one, he's like
serious time.
Time to fall back on what he knows.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if he does actually pull out the win for the third match.
Absolutely. So right now, both players starting off as you would expect. Supplies Depot coming down. Overlord moving out at a brisk pace, as he does.
Yep.
These Overlords, I would not hire them to run a race for me, but I would hire them to oversee things for me. I think they're pretty good at that.
Certainly, I mean.
Pollution, they're good at that as well. With the corrupt, they're gonna put down some of that little, man, what is it called? The creep. That's right.
Okay, so we see.
These cleaning robots, no match for the creep.
Certainly, that's making their life really hard.
Yeah, absolutely not enough.
And there we go. We got the first hatchery. Put down the motion. Hatchery first, then spawn pool. So it's
Yeah.
not some early cheese play like we saw before.
Hash before spawn pool. I mean, back from when I used to be particularly knowledgeable, that was kind of becoming the standard back then. I assume it's the standard econ now. Once Zergs realized they didn't need the early lings to kind of survive.
We got the scout out, and we also have a cheeky little Reaper in production.
Oh, that's right. Wow, I love Reapers. I think they got rid of the D8 charges that they would throw at structures, so they're not that good at cheesing structures anymore, but they're still so fun for harassing mineral lines.
We can put down mines now that sort of
Oh,
was people
that's
already.
right. I remember the mines. Yeah, that'll be cool to see how
They
that
also
plays
have
out.
the command center being put down. So this Reaper's probably just a little scout. We can get a cheeky kill or two. Probably not gonna do much because the queens are on their way.
True, and the queens with their range are absolutely too much for this poor little Reaper to handle on his own. And we'll see what he's able to do here. And
The queens are only halfway done, so he'll be able to get some stuff. There are no zergs.
spine crawlers, yes, spine crawlers coming down to protect against the Reaper. Maybe feels like a little bit of an. I guess you can cancel them though, right? Yeah. Maybe he'll leave. Like you can move him too, so maybe he'll move one down to the Nat, kind of just let that be. Yep, there's that mine you were talking about.
Did you order something?
No, sorry, not us. Sorry about that. And yes, we already have a natural coming in for the Terran player, as well as factory and what is that he's building? A starport. 2 Hellions as well. Lots of little random units coming out. A smattering, a smorgasbord, if you will.
I mean, we got worker lead for the Terran.
Yeah.
Here comes some Hellions.
Reap.
You know, are the bane of any light.
Yes.
There's a lot of light.
I love me some Hellions.
Yep. And in response, we see a
Here they absolutely roasting these poor 2 littlelings here. No match for the mighty Hellion fire. And yeah, we've moved one of these spine crawlers down to the Nat. We've kept one here in the main. Seems like that's sort of the plan. A spore crawler as well. I like that. No, yeah, very much is like I am not letting Liberators and Medevacs destroy my day today.
Unfortunately, no Liberators or Medevacs.
Oh, but here come the Hellions and the Reaper for a little harassment. That spine crawler, 3 queens. I don't think there's a lot here for these Hellions. 4 Hellions coming in now. 2 more in production. He's like, Randy's committing to this Hellion bit.
Definitely committed. I mean, right now he's doing a good job containing the creep. The roaches are going to be putting a damper on these Hellions today.
I like the second spine crawler option as well. I think these Hellions have to go in before that's down if they want any chance to run past to the second mineral line. I mean, and now this spine crawler being moved out here, I think there is potential to kind of roast some links in the main, but they have to move quick. Now with 2 spine crawlers in the front, that's going to be a tall order. Maybe you get 2 past them, you're not going to get much done here. He's waiting for these other 2 Hellions to come in. I just don't think the timing is there.
Certainly, I think the layer was just completed for the Zergs. We'll see what high continues to go for. Maybe he'll go for Roach Hydra, maybe he'll go for a Ravager Den, or maybe he will just keep building roaches and pressing the R button.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we do see, you know, Stim Tech and level 1 attack for the infantry coming in on the Terran side. But really what's important right now is these Hellions trying to come in, do some work. Right now, Roach is fending them off. Really not a lot here for them, and it seems like Randy realizes that, microing the weak Hellions back. And maybe just going to retreat back to base.
There are the Hydras. So we're definitely getting at least Roach Hydra. Maybe he will make a Lurker Den, which will shred many Terran ground units, unless the tanks can get vision of them and destroy them. Ooh. Nidus Worm.
Oh, Nidus Worm, baby. That's going to be fun. Do you think maybe the plan was with these Overlords to do some cheesy thing with that, or?
Possibly. Probably won't be able to sneak anything. I don't know if it will look like it. So you might get speed for the Overlords,
And then maybe go for something. Yeah, this Viking, 1 Viking produced. Really smart to just clear away the Overlord. Something I probably should have done more when I used to ladder.
Next to have +1 attack for both the.
This is +1. This looks like 2.
Oh, never mind. He's going to make some observers.
Overseers, I believe. Yeah.
Overseers, and that is where he's going to be using Q to get vision for the nice one.
Yeah, and that's going to be good. Detector units as well. Not that that's particularly useful against Terran, but is a good thing to have. They are a lot faster. Combat shields also coming in, as well as level 1 infantry buff. Both these players kind of content to sit on 2 bases and build up. I mean, I'm almost actually getting worried because I think for Deanna, like, you want to see another expand. And even if these Hellions aren't getting a lot of work done here, pushing in, they're sort of preventing an expand outwards. And right now, Deanna really needs to start taking a third to, like, kind of stay on equal footing.
I mean, these I don't know. His response to these things are going to be to die and suffer. I don't know how. He will have to just rush them down, which, I mean, there is only.
I mean, this is a big army here. 120 supply to 75. I just think Deanna's getting out macroed.
We have Michaels and Jets, so.
Yeah, 2 Liberators as well in the works. Here comes the push. This is a bit of a choke point here, but Siege tanks. Yeah, there go the Siege. He has to push in. He's not targeting the Siege tanks. One goes down, but the other 2 are absolutely massacring the back line of Roaches and Night Ghosts. He goes the farmer. Yeah, Natural going down. This looking like a GG here. Rumble Randy looking to go clean 2-0 here, unless there's something crazy in the back pocket that we're not seeing. I mean, we do see the Nidus for him. I don't think there's any units. There's a lot of drones. And that's the GG coming out here. Great play from Randy, I think. Just showing just a good, confident level of macro play. Nothing too fancy in that one. You can see it in the APM difference here, though. 235 to 110. That's a lot.
I mean, on 2 base, you're not going to be a turn on 2 bases or 2 base. At least that's what that's what used to be, right? They're just too powerful. They have a lot of early power in their siege tanks and their marines. They're just very versatile, very hard-hitting units, and he just had no roaches, which get decimated. The Hydralisks couldn't really. There was no creep. He couldn't rush out of the base to try and stop them before they got close enough to attack him with flying crawlers or anything. So
yeah,
he just had to sit there and die.
Yeah, unfortunately, but great play, great showing from both players, and I think right now we're going to be cutting to a really quick little break, so we'll be right back with some more action for you in just a few. Hang on, everybody.
don't know if they got the camera.
Okay, and we are back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Star Pilot Open, the first StarCraft 2 tournament at Brookland. We're happy to have you all here. This is a Matcherino event, as some of you may already or may not know in the chat. You can always check out our Matcherino page. It's the Brookland Star Pilot Open, if you search for it, and you can donate as well. So it's a for charity event. We really hope you all do that. It's a great cause. Shout outs to Churla and Oniko Mimi in the chat. Those are my boys.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah, it looks like we got bands coming in for our next match here. It's going to be Harvester versus King.
yeah. So let's see what type of game we get this time, because last time was a little bit one-sided. So.
Yep.
Asher's Pride.
Yep.
Yep.
You're gonna see. Oh, Alteris. Wait, Pride and Alteris are the same fucking map.
Yes, it is.
You should say that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you got it. All right.
Alright, cool.
We're good. We're also live, so.
Okay, so we got the 4 bands. Let's see what is picked by Harvester.
Yep. And it's going to be Berlin. Seems to be a fan favorite. Oh, I guess actually I'm not the host, so. Or am I? I
Yeah.
am. Oh, I guess I've been made the host. So here we go, everybody. Moving into Berlingrad.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And
waiting for everybody to get ready, and we get some more StarCraft 2.
excited to see, how these players play. King, one of the few Masters ranked players, currently ranked Masters players in this tournament. So we know we got someone good coming in here, right?
Yeah, we got some talent coming into the game. We're waiting for them to ready out.
Yeah.
And,
And if that portrait is not a lie, maybe he's a Terran player. Harvester, maybe a Zerg, is what I would assume. Maybe, stepped away. Maybe had to go to the bathroom. Maybe had to do something else. Who knows? But we need to get started.
Yep.
But
so,
yeah, we've seen some good games here already today. I mean, I'm really excited to see how it changes into this match.
Yep, heading into the finals eventually. We'll see how some real good games. I know personally, I used to play a lot of Zerg.
Yeah,
I
yep.
know.
You were the Zerg,
Or the
Zerg King.
Swarm, always fun. They had a bunch of, Mutalisks, always a fun unit to harass with.
So I was a higher rank than you, but
Oh, yeah.
I never beat you when we played 1v1 because you always knew exactly how to mess with me. You knew the things I was bad at.
Sometimes you gotta play the game. You gotta play the player.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to get into the mind of the opponent and
How to bury your how to bury your banelings exactly where I'm gonna walk.
always the good.
Yeah, it looks like it's King that we're waiting on. Trying to open lobby. Hopefully we can get in here in just a moment, but once again we appreciate all you guys tuning in. We're here at Brookland, located on 339, maybe 399, I forget the exact address, on Troutman Street. Fantastic little esports venue for all your gaming needs. You can play just about anything here on our gaming PCs. We got rentable consoles, and there's a cool Tekken event going on today, Watch Party. So there's a lot going on at all times.
All times. We got Smash, any game you want to play. It's a very sick place. Great gaming PCs, all RTX.
And not to brag too much, but there is a bar. Got good drinks. Just saying. I think these are StarCraft themed drinks, but I couldn't tell you what's in them because I did not place the order myself. Oh, it was Harvester, not King. It says waiting for
Try
party.
creative.
Let's try that one time. Trying one. Alright, just gonna leave this party, recreate that. Seems like having some issues opening up the lobby. Did they just immediately join? Alright, fantastic. And Berlingrad. Take me to somewhere ambiguously that is both Germany and Russia. Oof, why is this not?
survive this. Let's.
Shout outs to Vince88 in the chat. We'd love to have you here. Oh yeah, just manually invite them. It's a good idea. And hopefully that works.
There we go.
King pending. Really? Okay, there we are. We're in a lobby finally. Some brilliant troubleshooting. We have made it. Looks like it's going to be a Terran versus random if the current setup is correct.
We'll see if our players are ready. We got the random back again. LCV6 with it.
All right, Harvester's
First
ready. And King is not talking in the chat.
He's a king. He's above speaking with us.
It's a king to a god. And what's the god to a TO? It's probably safe to assume he's ready, but I feel like you can't just start it without him. Yeah, you wanna
He is right outside. We could go see him.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was.
I think he's.
But
Yeah.
I do not know him.
We do have a separated stream room, so I could probably figure it out. But I feel like it'd be best if we could just get this going, you know? Hopefully here in just a moment.
Oh, there we go.
All right, there we go, and we're getting right into the match here.
Right into the game. Some good StarCraft 2. It's been a while since I played, but you know, it's a classic. It's like chess, you know? RTS games are always good to play.
Yeah, you know, it's like riding a bicycle. It always comes right back to you.
Right?
And right now, we're getting right into the action. So we have it here. Protoss versus Terran.
Yep. So up in the top left, we've got our yellow Protoss Harvester.
That's right.
Randoming into Protoss. So let's see how he does with that. And in the bottom right, our red Terran King. Let's see if he makes some kingly plays or if he gets harvested by his opponents.
Can you harvest a king? Is that even possible? We shall find out.
Certainly. Certainly harvesting his minerals and his resources.
Wow, and just to, not to quickly cut away from the game for too long, but I'm seeing a $100 donation from Brookland in the chat. Thank you so much to the venue itself for donating $100. That's a lot of money. Zerg rules is the comment. Zerg rules, just saying it. I'm just going to say it. Terran for life.
Yeah, so it's warm.
You see this little cat right here? This cat wouldn't be hanging out if it was Zerg. Cat would be scared.
Yeah, but it would be an improved cat.
It would be a
part of the
mutated cat.
swarm. It would be risen above its feeble life.
Fully assimilated.
Yes, certainly. So that brings us to $160 for this tournament.
Yeah, fantastic money raised for charity. Looking at the game here, that 4 racks.
We got the 4 racks. Even when I played many moons ago, this was a cheese among cheeses.
It's really like the cheese that nobody thinks should work, but like does sometimes.
Exactly. I mean, how else do you kill your opponent? Just shove
as many Marines down their
20
throat.
or more Marines down their throat. And in the end, you know, they got guns. What are they going to have? Zealots? Come on. I mean, maybe, if you got a bunch of them, but you got 4 Marines in production, you're already Zealot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Zealot's very strong.
Oh, is this a cheese versus cheese?
I mean, we're definitely seeing a little... I saw the pylon. I assumed this was just for warping in units close with the gateways, but we're seeing an actual gateway here. So, you know, both these players loving their cheese.
He's wanting to hide his extra gate. I mean, neither opponent is putting down a base, so this is going to be all in cheese from on. We got the chrono boost going down on warp gate, along with 2 extra gateways. And you know what that makes it?
What does that make it?
4 gates.
4
and that
gates.
is another classic cheese from back in the day.
4 gate and 4 racks. I think 4 gate usually wins that, but the Marines are coming in before the gateways are even ready, so who knows? 2 stalkers under production. I mean, look, This is like a small battalion of Marines. I feel like we're watching Halo Reach here, and these are the people. These Marines are just gonna get slaughtered.
You know, this is going to be small.
But I don't know. Let's find out.
If he gets his pylons down and stops...
One stalker, and oh no, the stalker immediately getting caught on the auto routing. Never mind, and all of a sudden the situation looks very different here.
And he is definitely smart. He's going for the pylon. I'm assuming that's the pylon inspection. That might be the game.
Marines streaming from across the map as we can see the infinite line of troops. And
damage.
Pylon goes down. Single Zealot trying to do some economic damage on the Terran side, but this might be too little too late. I'm afraid. Probes being pulled.
He's got to
Yeah, killing the last gateway before it even comes up. Not focusing the Pylon, but Harvester ready to call it. GG.
That was another quick game. 4 gate versus 4 racks. Just not enough production from the Protoss,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
But what you can see from this note, I mean, not that there's a lot of APM to be doing while you're four raxing somebody. It just feels weird to say that even. 92 APM to 132, like a small APM lead for the Protoss player. Maybe he just got cheesed, you know? Like, for all we know, the whole game might change after that.
Certainly. I mean, maybe we'll have to know. Because, I mean, you psych your opponent out when you cheese the first game. Because you get the win under your belt. It's a best of 3. Your opponent has to win both games in a row. You can cheese again and just throw it against the wall, and if you lose, you have another game. But you cannot cheese, have your opponent go for some desperate play while you go for some stable, maybe 2 base, and, you know, win that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we'll probably, there we go. We already got the match set up here on Atmosphere. Yeah, I'm looking to see some of that. I'm looking to see some more economic play, a little better counterplay to the early game cheese. Not that I don't love me some cheese, because I do. I like the smell. But it's cool to see the games, to see the players adapt, you know, as we move along here.
We're going to ready check. He is still going to go at random. He is not going to switch like the previous games players, so there we go.
Yeah, looks like they can start whenever. Both players are ready. Oniko in the chat, that Stalker going down was absolutely pivotal that last match. I think there was a chance there if he was able to pull that back and sort of use it to put some pressure on. But I don't know.
Yeah, we get, you know, that's what you do when he certainly rallied it to the enemy base, which is, you know, you get your guy there as fast as you can, but, you know, he did not. There's very little scouting from either side. What we saw there.
True, both players just kind of hard committed to their strategies and went for it. But yeah, would you like to introduce our players this time?
Okay, in the top right, once again, we got our yellow Terran Harvester, who has 1 win under his belt. And in the bottom left, sporting the nifty blue color now, is King, our random Terran now.
Yeah, so now it's going to be a TVT that's already going to change the dynamic here quite a bit, I'd say.
Oh, definitely. We're going to be seeing some, quite different plays, because Terran versus Terran can always, if it gets to a longer game, it could spiral into a very stalemate match.
Yeah, I used to always like describing TVT when it gets to the late game as a game of chess, you know, because everyone's sort of moving their siege tank pieces around. No one wants to overcommit and sort of push the line. It gets really tricky until you get to, like, the ultra late game when you have battlecruiser tech, and then, you know, that really changes up the dynamic quite a bit.
Oh, and we get 3 racks. At least 3 racks.
At least 3 racks, yeah. King looking to push it really hard again, not sending out a scout.
No, that was Harvester won last match, right?
Harvester, I think it might have been King who won the last match, but we will check that later. For now, we apologize if that is messed up. We were not being on top of the ball on that one. But
we got.
So we have 4 racks once more from King, and 3 racks coming in across the map from Harvester. King won the last match. That was right. Okay, thank you in the chat there, Vince. And Banelings beware in the chat. It's on Matcherino. Just search the Star Pilot open for now.
Yeah. So we're getting a proxy racks is this time from Harvester, for the non-proxy racks is for King.
I mean, I'm pretty good at counting. I'm an accountant. I see 4 racks for the blue and 3 racks for the yellow. Fourth one coming down, but like, I think this is just numbers. We're in a TVT. Unless we see some godlike micro, I'm not really sure how Harvester pushes this all the way.
I mean, you can see Harvester went for 4 more SCVs. That's 200 gold, 200 minerals into his economy, which, you know, will work out more in the end. But right now, because of that, he is being out.
Oh my god, but SCVs being
happen.
pulled. Harvester committing everything. So those minerals into SCVs, they're going into attack SCVs.
Yeah, they are a good meat wall. They're not.
Oh my god, but look at this. The blue Marines moving around the right-hand side, totally skirting the path of the yellow Marines and SCVs. They're going to find an empty base here. I imagine we'll have to lift off this orbital. Hopefully it survives, because right now Harvester is coming in for an all-in push.
Question, will he pull back or commit his force? I think he has to commit.
Here comes the SCVs, raising up the supply depot, trying to hold in. No, going all in reverse is King right now. Yep, here comes the lift of the orbital. If that can get over to the corner, that could totally change the dynamic of what happens here.
SCVs are in. They are in a
Reaper as well. That could be critical when it comes to these late game little trades, being able to fight better than Marines. But right now, great choke point right here actually. That one Marine getting a little more damage than he deserved, but yellow putting in the works. Blue cleaning up just about everything Harvester has here. Has no idea about the racks in the middle of the map. And right now, if you can take down this base, this command center, that would be huge.
not looking up. Still
And there's the messenger of the SCVs. Still not lifting the base. Not willing to move anywhere else, trying to bring the Marines back, but it might be too little too late. This is a lot more units here for Harvester, I do believe.
Yeah, he doesn't even know where the Raxes are. He hasn't scouted that out. Yeah. Orbital might just be flying over to another piece of mules.
Yeah, Orbital
And,
moving down over here.
You know, that's 2 mules. Push for the shove. That's just more Marines up.
Yeah, Marines are still being produced here. Right here at the choke, also not exactly where you want to be for King. It's a massacre of the Marines, and I think that's it. I think this is going to be the game for Harvester. GG. Wow.
Swing of a game.
That was a
Another 4
crazy.
racks. I mean, he got a taste of his own medicine, I guess.
Yeah, it takes it right back. Equal APM, just about, you know, similar all around. Wow. Just run it back. Run it right back.
So,
Oh, did I mess up the accept on that one?
One, two, drop.
Yep. Just hopefully. Oh, there it says waiting for the party. Cool.
Okay, just doing some
Oh.
audio.
There we are. So we're going to be going to Blackburn for game 3.
Game 3. Switch. Oh, actually, we are not the.
Yeah, they'll do it. I'm sure. Hopefully. Otherwise, I'll have to be playing them. Show them my Terran skills. Only a little outdated.
Only a little.
But I tell you, you know, you can't ever outdate the Marine Marauder push. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we just got to be made a spectator here. There we go. Yep.
There we go. So, let's see. I mean, another random. Will we get 3 out of 3 for each race? Maybe he'll get Zerg, or maybe he'll get a repeat. But, you know, who knows? Maybe King will just 4-rack again.
Yeah, it feels like we're not seeing a lot of adaptation. It seems we're a lot of digging in our heels. We're like, oh yeah, you think you can cheese? You think you know cheese? I'm gonna pull my SCVs. Well, where do you go beyond that? What's the next level of cheese?
Exactly. That is flying your base over to theirs, and then going even deeper into their base.
Yeah, man. And do I see yellow crystals on this map? Maybe it's moving your base right into the yellow crystals. But
We got 1-1 this time. You want to introduce our opponents?
sure thing. Looks like Harvester are going to be randoming to Protoss this time, getting him with the yellow color in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. And we have King, the Terran as ever, in red in the bottom right. Really excited to see what the players go for here. There is a yellow mineral mine, so if they did want to ultra cheese, you know, lift off this Terran base and move over there,
Definitely.
you know, that might be the next level. But I don't know if we're going to see someone be that crazy here.
You know, you might be getting some extra economic play or it might be a bait. King is building a supply depot at the entrance to his natural, not the entrance to his base. So that could be an indicator of him wanting to go more safe for a natural base.
But what do we
have
see
the
down here?
pylon at the entrance. It is not super sneaky.
Yeah, I think that's not the best placement. That's what's worrying me here. Is I think if this was placed a little more in the corner over here, there'd be a better argument for, you know, sneaking up through this corner. But I think placing it in this location means not only does he have to build another pylon to get range onto the high ground, this is super easily spotted. But no, we're building gateways.
Yep, and I know you can count, I can count, and I see 3 barracks
and
in
3
production
gateways.
now, and there's the 4th. You can all count. There's 4 racks. Will there be a 4th gateway? Who knows?
I don't know. Well, they say you can take the cheese out of France, but you can't take the cheese out of StarCraft.
Oh, let's see. It looks like he's getting ready to build something, and
We got some Marines already coming out. This Marine's gonna be able to get to the low ground and start shooting before a Zealot's even in production, it looks like.
ooh, he's getting the Siren Expert, which will give him the Stalkers. He can only build Zealots right now.
One Marine is not a lot of pressure, but we gotta start. No, Marine's just walking. King has not
Rally
noticed
up,
yet.
yeah.
I'm sure King has seen, or at least scouted this barracks, but has not seemed to switch up his movement yet. Probably got to look at that mini map and see some yellow.
3 Zealots. I mean,
3 Marines. Now this is different.
Yeah, 3 Marines, but 3
Oh.
Zealots are some beefy boys, and they are outside the base. You are not
Yeah.
gonna, if he doesn't move fast, he's not going to be able to get inside the base without letting it out.
And these are chronoed gateways. He's pumping these Zealots out here. He's saying, who needs SCV? Who needs probe production? We need Zealots, and we need to kill right now.
They are right next to each other. They are just looking at each other, getting ready for their overlords to say the word.
Oh, and
And
here
then-
goes Marines coming in, pulling back, not willing to commit there, even though he could have choked those Marines if King had not reacted fast enough with the supply depot, as it looks like he kind of didn't.
He is in the base. So
So now this is a lot harder. Like, what is the play here to get inside?
it is tough because you are going to need a lot of stalkers if you are going to want to break the wall. Because even if you start attacking the supply depot with range and melee units, they are just going to pull SCVs and start repairing.
I'd almost like to see like a cannon over here in this little nook. I think that would allow him to put on some extra pressure while approaching the wall.
Certainly, but you know, a forge is 1.5 levels.
Okay, and here goes the Marines. Actually, so many Marines, so numerous, they're feeling confident to just push out. And these Zealots really, really falling short. This looks devastating for Harvester.
You know, we got stalkers out. Stalkers are not the greatest unit to fight with. They do not have high DPS. So you can see them just pitter-patting away, 1 Marine down.
Yeah, 1 Marine down, but really it does not look like it's enough right
15
here.
Marines to 3 stalkers. They do have more range. They can stutter step.
Yeah, perfect
their Marines
hiding.
out. But
Maybe got to pull that weak one in the back. Yep, there it goes down. Yeah, and these gateways, I mean, I don't know. Are we kind of out of chrono? Looks like there's still some chrono he could be putting down, but probably a little too flustered trying to micro these stalkers.
he is going for the pylon. He's
Smart.
His option.
Yep.
Get rid of supply and get rid of the power. You should go for that last one because 2 more stalkers and then you're going to pop out. 3 more stalkers on the way, but even
2. Okay, this is something, because these Marines are pretty beat up at this point here. There is a bunch more in the back, though, so, I mean, 4 stalkers, I don't think this is enough.
it's hard to get to it offline, but
Yeah, and that's the GG comes out. Wow, such fast games. I think that was 3 games in under 15 minutes total.
3 games, 12 racks in total from the
12
current player. You know, I would say I'm very proud, but it is certainly an effective strategy.
It is absolutely an effective strategy, and so that's going to be that. King taking it 2-1. We love to see it.
Yep, so King will be moving forward deeper into the bracket, and we will be getting some more matches soon. So
Okay, nice. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have winners final ready in just a few minutes here, so we'll probably keep it live.
we'll keep doing it live. We can talk in StarCraft, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not trying to brag here or anything, but when it comes to StarCraft, I'm a moderator in Winter's Chat. Did you know that?
Maybe. I mean, is that really that impressive?
I mean,
yeah, it might be.
it might be now. It wasn't when I became a moderator. I became a moderator when he had like 3 viewers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But,
I mean, Winter's also, he's a random player, right?
Yeah.
I think main.
I think Zerg was
played
really
main
his
time.
like his thing, you know. But I think he played all of it. He played it for stream content, but also just because I think he would get bored if he always stuck with one. But yeah, no, we used to be on a team together called Alt StarCraft. It was some good times, and that's where we used to cast. We used to cast the Alt StarCraft weeklies.
Yep, it was definitely a ton of fun, and we are bringing it back here at Brookline in New York.
Yeah.
A great place.
If you want to search up some embarrassing VODs, search Lord Frieza and StarCraft 2 in your same chat bar, and you'll come up with some old VODs. Be some funny stuff.
Yep, it is. It's a ton of fun, you know. StarCraft is RTS games in general are a lot of fun. They're not really super big right now, you know. We got the battle royales, the MOBAs, MMOs.
I think it's the same problem a lot of fighting games run into, where it's just like a large barrier to entry. There's so much to learn, and it feels so overwhelming when you first get into an RTS.
Yeah, it's a lot of, you know, a lot of knowledge, a lot of APM. Like we've seen from our players, you know, you can go even higher and get even better, but it's a lot of skill to play. But you know, what's better than winning a 1v1? You know,
Nothing.
You would drop into a battle royale, 99 versus 1. You know, take out all your opponents. But you know, when you're really in deep on a 1v1, all skill, maybe some cheese.
Yeah.
No, it feels good when you get that win.
I mean, I could drop into a Fortnite game, and I suck at shooters, and probably win by just hiding all game and then shooting the last guy at the end. You know, in StarCraft, I could never beat a player of a super high caliber. They would never, ever let me come close. I think the skill gaps are so noticeable in games like this.
Yep. So it looks like our winners finals is going to be taking a little bit longer. So we're going to drop to a break. We'll be right back in a little bit. Check out the Match Arena. Maybe donate if you want to see some good, some money go to some good places. But whatever you do, do not leave. We'll be back soon.
See you soon, everybody. are back. Look at that. What's better than this?
Yeah, you know, look bigger than last time, and we got our two. I think these were the finals. You know?
I believe so. I mean, it's Creature, who it seems is on Team Root.
Which,
You know,
I don't know much about now, but I remember back in the day of StarCraft, they were definitely a big.
yeah, like
Definitely had
Rotterdam
big
was on Root.
Cats.
Right? Cats.
Remember him?
A lot of big name people.
Wasn't Artosis some point on
That
Root?
sounds right, but I would need to fact check. But I believe that. I do.
And we got his opponent, Rumble Randy. I believe we saw in our first set of games.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely saw some games from Rumble Randy. I forget who the opponent was that Randy beat. I think maybe it was Deanna.
Yes, the random into the Zerg.
Right, so excited to see Randy again, see how they fare. Looks like they both have the Masters kind of border, or maybe that's the diamond border because it doesn't have the little star on it, but
Yep, and like we're getting from chat, we have, this is the winners finals. After the losers finals is going to be, the losers semis is running at the same time, so we will get some more matches after this, but let's get ready into the game. PVT.
gonna be an interesting one. I always love to see PVT. I think it's such a fun and interesting matchup because like there are just such polarizing things here. Like Marauders decimate like Stalkers and like, I mean maybe not Immortals once they have that shield, but once the shield's gone, it's like boom boom pow, those things are gone. So, but I mean in Protoss you got like Colossus, which like massacre infantry marines. So really interested to see. Hopefully some games that go past the first 3 seconds.
hopefully our players can count past 4 builds. You know? 4 gates, 4 racks, 4 racks, 4 racks. You know, let's count past 4. You know?
Yeah,
or let's get some good games, no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what it is, we're gonna be excited to see it. So, would you like to introduce our players this time?
Yep, in the bottom left, sporting the red Protoss is Root Creature, and in the top right, in the sporty yellow, is our Terran player, Rumble Randy.
Yes, sir. And so what's interesting to me is like these little decals. These must be kind of new. I know Blizzard's done a lot of these little monetization things in StarCraft, but like that is definitely the Root logo, like the old one that I remember.
Yeah.
Pretty official.
I think that Nexus is a special skin for the Nexus. You know, it looks a little Egyptian.
Oh, I think we're gonna see our old classic.
Okay, there's 2. Can we count? 1, 2. Let's see.
One here at the base, so it's not going to look like anything necessarily crazy here to the scout, but there is a second Rex here across the map. 2. There's
3.
number 3.
We got 3. Can we get a 4? 4.
Oh,
4 for the yellow with the yellow Terran.
Cheeky little probe trying to kill the building SCVs. This was my favorite thing to do. Actually having to run on that one after the depot finishes. Maybe kind of using it as a scout. Smart use of resources. And already a natural coming out here for Creature. Seems like Creature's ready to go for an expand build, and he's about to be met in the face with a bunch of Marines.
Yep, he's got the 1 rack. He has the 1 gate, the Cybernetic Core. He's got 1 gas down, getting another gas. So you can tell he is going for a more tech-oriented play, more late game. But you know, we didn't count to 4. We counted to 3. You know,
yeah.
So that's different, at least.
Well, and you can see this probe did scout this 1 Marine moving out, which is interesting. So this Marine, like, he would be curious, like, why is a single Marine? Why are 2 Marines moving out? That doesn't really make any sense. And I think, like, a really good player might sort of catch on that there's something weird happening here. But, I mean, okay, we have a shield battery coming out for the Protoss player, trying to see how he chooses to answer. We have a Stalker.
He's going to, we saw, but 6 Marines, 1 Stalker. What else do we got in production? We got another Stalker. Got the Fleet Beacon, I believe that is.
Shield Battery is what it is called.
Shield Battery.
I think this is
a
some Legacy of the Void thing
Yeah,
that I actually do not know. I'm being honest with you.
It will, if your units take shield damage, they can go to that, and its energy will heal them.
Oh, okay. So there's a potential for them to hold here. I mean, this is really good kiting. Pulling the SCVs as well. I mean, really committing to this all in here. Shield Battery, you can see that regenning the shields on these 2 Stalkers. Look how fast it's regenning!
Oh, man.
Oh my god! And pulling some probes, I like that to kind of keep the pressure, put the SCVs on the back. But, I mean, this shield battery getting low, but the other one comes in with full recharge. And all of a sudden, these Marines can't seem to kill 2 Stalkers.
Yeah, we only have 8 SCVs left at the base. I don't know what. This is some great micro. Some 3 stalkers. Did he lose anything? He lost 2 probes.
2 probes
To
to
9
7
SCVs.
Marines and 9 SCVs.
That is
a brutal economic loss here coming out this early, especially considering we already have an expand out here, and Randy just calls it. Does not even want to deal with that.
I'll tell you what the problem was. Our Terran only counted to 3. Okay? We all know you gotta count to 4 at least if you want to win these games.
Yeah, it does seem that way. And I think, I mean, those shield, that's a crazy structure. That is unlike anything I've ever seen before. And frankly, like, the regen on it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a great defensive structure. It can definitely, I mean, we saw it there. It held the tide, you know? He couldn't kill 1 stalker. He got 2 probes. I think that's it. And that wasn't just Marines, that was also melee SCVs, which don't do much damage, but, you know, they do some damage. And we'll have to see what happens next. Will our Terran try it again? If I was a Terran, I would be scared to try it.
Yeah, I would assume, okay, shield batteries are busted. That's just not going to work. Like, what do you do to that? Yep, and just to plug it once more, everybody, hashtag Matcherino, not hashtag, sorry, exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat gets you a link to the donation page where you can donate for this event. All money going to a good cause, and, you know, okay, I see.
The good
cause is players' pockets, because all the additional money will go to the prize pool.
Which, you know, is great.
It is a great cause. I misspoke earlier about it being charity, but you can consider it charity when you donate to your favorite players.
Yep. It looks like we are ready to go.
Yep, and they're getting right into the match here on Hardwire.
Let's see. These matches are going by quick, and, you know, not bad. No.
Yeah. I mean, if these were different players, we could be here all night, but it looks like we're going to be ready to go home by 5, you know?
Very decisive game.
Not literally 5, but, you know, metaphorically 5.
And here we go. Once again, in the top right, we got our red Protoss creature. And in our bottom left, we've got our yellow Terran, Rumble Randy. And we will see if he learned from last match. Or will he repeat and try and do it a little more skillfully? You know?
Sure. I mean, interesting first notes looking at the map. Like, the expand here, the natural, has a very big on-ramp. I think it might be difficult to cover as much space with those shield batteries on a ramp this large. So I think, I'll be honest, I'll just full caster bias. I don't want to see him 4 racks again. But, like, if he did, maybe there's some room on this map where the Marines to skirt by and make some work, you know, happen.
And we are definitely at least not getting 4 racks. He's put down gas. If you're 4 racksing, he's put down
2 gas. We're going to see something very different.
This might be a 1-1-1.
Oh,
he
God.
might just be going
1-1-1.
Last time was maybe some provolone. You know, this time he might be going for some monster. You know, maybe some parmesan.
Maybe some supersat. You know,
or maybe he just wants to tech up quickly. You know, we can't read the minds of our players.
Scout coming in will see the double gas on full 3 SCVs each. I mean, I'm sure Creature is thinking, oh, okay, what's it gonna be this time?
Yeah.
You know, he's clearly ready. He's looking. He knows something's up, but he knows it's not a 4X.
Our Terran is at least going to get a lot more information. The Reaper, a great unit to scout with from the Terran.
Going for another aggressive expand is Creature.
And there is the factory.
Yep, factory on deck. Reaper also being built. Probably good for a little harass, little scouting, just kind of getting some knowledge.
Information, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see, he'll probably be queuing up Warp Gate right away once he gets that 50 gas.
What's this cheeky little probe doing?
There it is, Warp Gate. So, you know, very standard, economical placement.
Reaper will find the probe, and that poor little guy's going down.
Yep. Another Reaper coming out, maybe for some extra play. We got the shield battery coming out again. So, the factory's almost done. We have an expand. So, not 1-1-1.
Yep, going for a little more of
At least that 1 base 1-1-1.
Yeah, it might be a 2 base.
There's the reactor
reactor. So he's going to be pumping Marines. I mean, I still think it's some sort of early push because you would see the tech lab if he was going full in on the
It could also be
stim.
a reactor.
I mean, sorry.
For something to swap. You know, if you could hot swap that.
Oh, true.
You lift off that starport or the factory and place it right onto that, so he immediately gets the double production.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to want to start pumping Marines unless we see the hot swap to the factory, maybe for some Widow Mines, maybe for some Hellions. There's a lot of potential here. Starport also being built, maybe for double medevac. I mean, truly the possibilities are endless here.
Yeah.
Double Marine for now.
He's going to the base. He's going to encounter 3 stalkers. He's going to try to just rush up, get some scouting information,
Yep.
and there he will see
Robotics facility. So, I mean, likely that means he's building towards Colossus. Pretty much the stereotypical what you'd expect to see, I think, on the scouting.
Yeah, definitely some. I think this is a lot of standard stuff. We're getting a tech lab, so maybe some siege tanks, maybe some
Yep.
doors.
I think we're just pumping traditional 1-1-1 with an expand, so there's an economic fallback if it doesn't fully work. I think this is smart because I think Randy's sort of been overcommitting on these early game plays, and I think even if this doesn't work out, there's the potential that you can fall back and still play an econ game, which typically isn't Terran's strong suit, but it's not like impossible. You know, you can still get some good drops, pull yourself back from your bootstraps. Observer is going to be coming out here, so you know.
Cheeky little medevac, and if I'm correct, there might be Widow Mines in there. There are Widow Mines.
There are Widow Mines.
So
That's a
going
good
for
catch.
a very the hallucinated
Phoenix.
I don't know if
We'll see the medevac.
Let's see how his response will be, because this is going to be some economic damage.
I think that Reaper was supposed to try to like pull things into the base, but immediately getting shot down. So I think now, I mean, the question is like, can these Widow Mines bury undetected? And I'm not convinced. We do have this Phoenix, which, you know, creature could be looking at instead of his own base.
Yep. I mean, even if they get underground, he does have the observer to see them, so he could still even get them off.
Here it comes in, but this seems a little transparent to me. Yep, even building a structure right there, already looking in that spot.
And the
Widow Mine does not even get a single shot off, unfortunately.
Okay, so we got another Nexus going down. Our Protoss feels very confident in this position. He is not really been pushed in any significant fashion. We got the tanks coming out. We got another 2 barracks. The factory is making it's making a reactor.
This Randy's really playing Legos over here, just flipping these things back and forth with the different things, building the different attachments, and right now really only has a siege tank and a Raven and some Marines to show for it. I mean, I think
he's landing. He's getting stim and combat shield and +1 attack, but
the medevac is found and sniped out.
That's not good. And you know what's even worse for these Marines? Charge zealots.
Oh yeah,
That
charge
is
lots. Oh, charge kind of a rare pull. You don't usually see it, and you don't usually see it this early, but I think it's so scary. Like when you got charge zealots running in your Marines, you were playing a different game.
Yeah, charge zealots, 5 more gateways on the way, along with a Templar archive, I think.
Technically speaking, like this charge will be available before stim is available, I think, and that could provide a small window of opportunity for some nasty play. We do also see a warp prism, so there's a lot of options here for our Protoss player. Randy moving out with a small fleet, but like I don't think that's big enough to handle all these stalkers, sentries, immortals, and zealots.
Certainly, he's going to have a slight advantage with the fact that he is going to be having +1 attack. If he had +1 defense also on the way, he would be in a much better position because our Protoss is now just built.
Oh, look what we're seeing in the production queue, though. Storm on the way.
We got the basic upgrades, the combat shields, the defensive shot, stim almost done. But what tears through a bio army for Terran harder than Storm?
Nothing
Not
does.
much.
I mean, I've always been of the opinion that, like, Storm was underused for Protoss players. I think everyone would want to always rush the Colossus because it's easy, it's safe, it's effective. But Storm, like, rips through Marines, and most players do not have the APM I mean, God, even most top players don't have the APM to properly space around storms. Like, I think Tasia is the only player I'd ever seen that could, like, confidently micro around storms in a big fight.
Yeah, we see some +1 attack. We got Blink on the way for a protest. Even more gates. So SCV's dying. So we'll push. And not to mention, even if you don't storm, just feedback the medevacs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get rid of their energy.
And that's huge. Also, I mean, it looks like we had a little warp prism drop here of Zealots in the main here. I didn't catch that at first while all the SCVs are moving down low. And
2 SCVs lost.
yeah, nothing too major, but Art sort of putting the macro halt here.
Yeah. Our turret is healing. He's 23 SCVs behind.
And I mean, there's a whole extra base for Creature to really put that on. So here comes the pressure. There is a little Arn moving out, trying to do something with that base. But here come the High Templars and the Storm. Where is it? Coming down a little slow, actually, on his own units, kind of misplacing that a little bit. And that's going to cost him. Siege Tank in a fantastic position in the back. Absolutely blasting the backline. I love the pincer from the Stalkers, though. That was smart. Without those Stalkers, that would have been a different fight.
Only Mariah is really surviving them. A lot lost for our town. Only really Zealots
Only really Zealots, yeah.
Which, you know, is not the greatest, but Zealots are just minerals. That's it.
That's true.
And our protest is floating a bunch of it. And any other one of you guys.
And after those storms, we formed an Archon, and here comes the fight. Lots of more Zealots warping in, and all of a sudden, this seems overwhelming. And we're going to see if our Protoss hero can push past this bunker fort.
Our Marines getting caught outside. The wall isn't up there.
No other siege tanks in the back line. That could really be making the difference right now if they were able to blast through these Stalkers. Right now, it's good storm coming down, getting a little bit of extra damage in there. SCVs being pulled. You know what that usually means. This is the last. Oh, and that's it.
Top. It was, you know, our Terran wanted to go more economical, right? But our protest saw that lack of pressure and went double down on that economic pressure. You could see just how much that economy powered the protest. He had Immortals, he had High Templar, he had Stalkers, he had Sentries, and then just a wall of Zealots for one siege tank and some bio.
Well, really, like, the Zealots did their job perfectly, because it seemed like those Zealots were getting stormed out. Those Zealots were kind of getting destroyed, but, like, they're there to body block. That's what they were there for. And it, you know, like you said, with just the mineral cost, with 3 base economic on the back, like, just able to pump out a whole new round of those, and it was GG from there. I think more siege tanks would have helped a lot, like, especially when a Creature was pushing in on the base, having those on the high ground. I think there was a potential to hold, not to win, not to, you know, it looked like you would have been on the back foot no matter what, you know, but at least to hold, get some good pot shots on the backline Zealots. I mean, on the backline Stalkers and the High Templar, but really not finding it there.
He either needed a lot better play with his bio, and he needed a lot more of it to split and to concuss the Zealots, or he needed higher tech. He needed maybe Liberators. He needed something to, or more siege tanks, something just to help lay into the back line. That was just laying into.
Absolutely. And we'll see here from our production folks in just a moment, but my understanding is we should be able to drop right into Losers Finals, and if that is the case, we'll be seeing Randy some more and King, is my understanding of the bracket currently, but we'll be finding out in just a moment here. For now, really excited to see, can we remember King played, who did King play? Do you remember?
King played Harvester.
Right, and King was a Terran player? Is that right?
King was the Terran player. He was the one that went the 12 racks.
Right. So, you know, if those things hold true, then Randy was playing Terran. So we'd see a TVT?
Yep. If all things stand to go within reason, we will see a TVT, which, you know, I think King lost his TVT. Did he?
I believe that was the one he lost. Yes, yeah. Of the 3, I think that was the one he lost. So, but yeah, it looks like we're going to cut to a quick break here, have a little production thing to figure out, and we're going to be right back very soon. Please don't go anywhere. And we actually mean at this time very soon with Losers Finals, so stay tuned, everybody. soon we do. Okay, and we are back. Got me doing the thumbs up. Didn't realize. Cool. So we're about to be getting right into the action here with Rumble Randy. We've seen him for, this will be the third game now, versus Deanna.
Yeah.
We did see Deanna earlier as well,
You saw
right?
both?
We saw them play each other earlier, right?
Did we see them?
I think so. That sounds right to me. We could be mixing up one of them with Harvester, but I think it's correct. So it looks like we're going to Hardwire.
Popular pick.
Yes, it is. And let me know when you guys are ready. And once they are, we'll be getting right into the action here. It looks like it's going to be some Zerg versus Terran. Something a little different.
Yeah, looks like, first game we saw with him was random. He went to Zerg for the second one, unfortunately, which he lost. So it looks like he's going straight out for the probably his comfort zone.
Yep, I would say so. And I think we're really excited to see how this match differs. I mean, TVZ it's kind of a classic. It's something you love to see.
Definitely classic. Very thematic.
But what the StarCraft
Yeah.
game is, yeah.
So you want to introduce our players this time?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the top right-hand corner, we have the yellow Terran, Rumble Randy. And in the bottom left, we have the red Zerg, Deanna. And we're back here on Hardwire. I do love the stage. We got some rocks. We got some fun foliage going on. It's just a good old time.
Yep. So we'll have to see how this rematch goes, because this time it is, this is an illusions bracket. So if they do lose, they're going out. But
They
if
would
they
be
win,
out.
they're going straight to the grand finals, or a grand final match against Creature.
Absolutely. And just to plug it one more time while we have some time in the early game, please, guys, everybody, if you're interested, !Matcherino. All donations will be going to the prize pool for the players at this wonderful event. Players like Rumble Randy and Deanna, because this is losers finals, right? So this is be top 3, and I believe it's a top 3 payout if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. So, we got a interesting expand. We might
Ooh,
be
like a
going far.
hidden expand.
We might be going far and then close. Sometimes I remember people doing that to get the established outside first, and then you get a really neutral.
Yeah, and you can also kind of like, if the scouting isn't very good, you can kind of like convince someone that you're on one base. Like a lesser player might maybe think, oh wow, they're just one base zerging me. But I think a better player would assume, okay, where's the base, and like send a scout everywhere. But there's always that potential that goes unrecognized, and maybe our Terran hero might just think there is an econ advantage when there isn't.
Yeah, this might be the strongest econ start we've seen all day.
Yeah,
Very
both
early.
players kind
No
of
factory yet from the Terran. Nothing really cheeky from the Zerg yet.
one gas on the Terran, which seems pretty normal. Second gas just now coming in from our Zerg. We got 2 little idle drones here. I think those are supposed to be mining gas, and unfortunately are not being effectively utilized, but there they go.
We got the Queens on the way. They gotta start spewing that creep if they want to connect the bases, and we'll see if he's going to be getting his gas with some link speed. Potential upgrade.
Yep, this one Reaper, while there is no link speed, probably able to kite out these lings with good movement, and that will be 2 dead lings, it appears. So that's pretty nice. Nice little tiny pickup in the early game here. This Reaper is going to find the second base. We'll now need to kite out 2 more lings. It's good, forcing the Reaper just to back up, not really giving too much.
There is the Baneling.
Oh, are we going to see some Ling Bling Muta?
Ling Vita is how do you say it? It's a classic.
It's a staple. It's a Velastic. It's got that good crunch we like.
We've got another command center. So 3 command centers.
That's a very econ build. Rumble Randy said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going all econ.
Definitely. He scouted out the first base from the Zerg all the way out. So
Oh, good pick on these lings right here, but 4 banelings building in the back. I think with good micro, this could be fine, but this could also be devastating with bad micro. So this interaction here, a lot's going to ride on what happens here.
Does he go for
just moving in with 4 Banelings raw, no lings to protect them. Let's see, 1 blows up, 2 blows up, and good kiting, loses only 2 Marines to that.
Yep. Starting speed now, and starting a roach war. You know, no layer yet.
Oh, okay, so roaches, that is a little different than what I was expecting. I was hoping for Ling Bling Meter.
Yep. Oh,
That's a fusion core? So, battle cruisers? Are we seeing econ straight to battle cruisers? We got the tech lab on the starport. I think he's building battle cruisers. This is crazy. Nobody does this. To be clear, nobody does this. This is not a thing.
Yeah, we have to be, because if he is going for battle cruisers, he needs more gas.
I mean, he's got 2 gas pumping here, none at the net, so you're right, he will need better gas production than that. Are we going to see that? Show me the battle cruiser. Show it to me. I want to see it being built so bad. He's waiting on the gas, maybe. 250. I think you need 300. We'll see as soon as this hits 300 down here.
He's not following it up.
Some
He's
Hellions
got the
taking
layer
out
on the
Banelings
way,
there.
which he would be-
There. Let's see. There it is. Battle cruiser online.
Boy, so the layer's on the way. He is going to need some type of anti.
I mean,
Corruptors, very good at dealing with some
battle cruisers.
battle cruisers.
I mean, Spore Cannons might do the trick for now. I think the range is fine without Yamato Cannon where they can kill battle cruisers, but here her Hellions coming in, and there's really just not a lot here to defend with. A few roaches, some queens.
So we're getting lucky. The creep just now expanding between the bases, letting the Zerg easily ping pong back and forth. There's not really much in the way of sneaky harass without any drops or anything. Now.
Still no natural coming in though, and I will say that lack of third base is kind of hurting Deanna right now because we see the Terran putting a 3rd orbital command down right away. And so I think right now we're going to start seeing this Zerg get outscaled unless something big happens. And here comes the Nidus Worm.
There is a Overlord in position at the main, getting ready. He peek in, and there is some darkness in that corner. There's no missile turret. There's nothing to see if there is a nice room.
Nice little interaction here. Okay, no, but the Hellions aren't able to find much, and they're forced to back off.
Oh, what is that? Is that? Oh, there it is.
Oh, and here
The
comes
battle-
comes the Nidus Worm.
Is that the? I
Ooh,
think it saw it.
where did you see the battle cruiser?
The battle cruiser's down in the.
Oh my God! So
They're
battle
trying to
cruiser
harass.
harassing from behind.
Got
Nidus
4
Worm
kills.
coming in. Let's see what happens here. We hear the big screech, and the Nidus Worm is online. Roaches and Banelings pouring into the main, and I do not think Randy was ready for this.
Oh,
SCVs
they
are
went
pulled,
right
but
past.
they walked right past the units. The Banelings missing their critical opportunity for some big damage.
Sieging up. Will he raise the wall? He raises the wall.
Oh no! And I think these roaches are going to meet their untimely demise right here. Wow. Oh, but the siege tank splash killing SCVs. Oh my God! Actually losing a lot right there. Let's see it. 7 SCVs. Okay, not as many as I thought it could have been. There's a lot of weak SCVs right there, but that was a pull for sure. There was potential for more.
First battle cruiser is still doing damage. Did it just die?
It looks
Did he
like it.
just lose a battle?
Yep, the battle
He
cruiser just
lost a
died
battle
to queens and stuff, I suppose.
That
Not what you want to see. And another Nidus network trying to come down. Randy immediately thwarting that in the same position. I think now Randy's going to be a little too keen on that.
Yep. I mean, his force is now.
Another battle cruiser in
Yeah.
harassing.
It really is disappointing that he lost out there. Repair it up. Not easy repairs from SCVs. And this one's starting to melt the fuse. There's no transfuses.
Yeah, he could be transfusing, especially with this middle one. There comes one transfuse. Really trying to range it down and just not having enough DPS here.
Can't lose the focus.
This is going to be low, but I actually think the battle cruiser can take out both these queens. So yeah, Hydralisk in play now. These Hydras will finally force the battle cruiser to run. And they kill it at the edge of the creep here.
Oh, it'll be big.
Oh no!
1 HP.
1 HP! The clutchest battle cruiser save ever, and now that can be repaired back at the base. So unfortunate. Another Nidus tries to go for another Nidus play. What units do we have on deck here for Deanna in this Nidus?
I don't know. Let's see. He's got 5.
I just don't think that's enough. And right here, it is live, but the battle cruiser does immediately thwart that.
Second one? Yep, that's his second battle cruiser with a
Yamato cannon coming online
Yamato
soon.
coming on the way.
That'll be huge because even with only a few battle cruisers, then you can start sniping structures. You can start sniping out queens. It does change your ability to put on pressure from a long range.
Yep, and we have the Spire on the way. Corruptors probably. To
And what is this
counteract
5 base? I mean, Randy is just going all in. Randy is saying, I'm just going to murder you with Econ. Because we're still on 2 baits for this Zerg. Still not taking this natural. I think just falling behind in the macro game.
I mean, look at the supply. 75 workers to 40. 139 total supply to 62. Like, why not expand the 5 bases? What is he going to come at you with? 10 Hydralisks?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not enough. It's like these Hellions seeing those Hydralisks probably don't think that's the whole army, but that is the whole army right now. And you kind of wonder like what the long game plan is here for our Zerg player. Finally another base coming down, Spire coming down. Maybe we'll start seeing some Corruptors, put some pressure back on those battle cruisers.
Possibly. This hatchery might be too little,
Yep.
too late. We got +1/+1 air, and we got double resources in gas and minerals for Terran.
And I love these bunker walls because as much as they're like functional for supply, they're also just great at cutting off sections of the map. So like we see right here, going for another Nidus. I like this usage of the Nidus to put pressure on this 5th base. But for what it's worth, there's sensor towers and it'll be thwarted immediately. And these siege tanks already moving in position. I just don't think there's enough here for anything to really go down. This battle cruiser putting on pressure at the base. Same with these Hellions. Another Nidus in the main. I just don't think the units are here for Deanna. Oh, and they're immediately getting roasted. Hydralisks are light units.
They come out in a decent amount. We got 6 Hydralisks. And
Oh
we
no,
have
but here goes the mineral line. You hate to see that.
I mean, it's hard. You have.
Just too focused on this Nidus farm, which is not. I forgot they could do that. Yeah, ever since Hot Heart and Storm, I think. Hellbat mode. Oh, we got warp in on these battle cruisers. Here they are. Battle cruisers back in position again. And these they are getting focused. One will go down, but I'm not sure the remaining Hydralisks have enough have it to take.
There's no queens left. So it's almost there are 13 siege
And look at this army coming
Up
back.
4 and
Hell,
14 siege
total
tanks.
mech play right here. And I just think that's it. I think this is the final push that's going to call it game.
I believe he has 1-1. Yep, he has 1-1 for his mech.
Thor is here.
And the siege is about that. He's building 4 at a time. Corruptors, they're going to come out. And what are they going to do?
Sieging's so far back because it just doesn't even matter. One look and Deanna says GG. And can you blame her? Him, her. It, they, them.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. 97 workers to 66.
Yeah,
It
quite the deficit.
quite.
Well, and just the base deficit as well. I mean, for all of that match, the Zerg was on equal or less bases than the Terran, and that's like a surefire sign that something is going wrong.
Super high tech units. The Hydralisks, they were useful, but they didn't have any meat from them. They didn't have any roaches
Yeah.
or anything to stop the Hellions from, just dumping on them.
Well, and that's the tough thing with Roach Hydra is like that works until you're dealing with air, because then there's really nothing to stop the air except the Hydralisks.
Yeah. And they are very expensive.
Oh yeah, they're not cheap. What do they cost? Like 150 or something?
I think so.
So it's a lot, whatever it is. Okay, looks like they're just getting into their stage picks now, and we'll make a new lobby
King is
shortly.
working.
Yep. Deanna, the absolute Chadliness, letting their opponent take the stage pick, even though they lost.
So we'll have to see what we get into next. It's still a best of 3. So, 1 game down.
Yeah.
He can bring it back 2 games. But we'll have to see. That was a super economic focus from the Terran.
I did like seeing more economic focused play. I feel like it allowed us to kind of explore the deeper themes of StarCraft. Although, as much as I love cheese, I do. Blackburn and 2K Atmos.
Yes, I believe so. Let's see what they did.
Berlin, Pride, Ban, Glittering.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's correct. Yes, Charles in the chat, that was smashing.
It looks like we're going to be going to 2K.
All right. 2,000 atmospheres will be the map. And will we see Deanna stick to the Zerg? That is the question. Random.
So we go starts the first game we see him random. It possibly the last we'll see him random. You know, who knows? Maybe he'll get Zerg again. We'll just see it.
I think Deanna's going full Joker mode.
It all it takes is one bad game.
Yeah.
You know, one bad game, and no, if this is your last game of the tournament, why not throw it all against the wall?
Go with
Give
a
it
bang.
to Lady Luck.
Yeah. And here we are. Would you like to introduce the players this time?
Yep. Starting in the top right, as always, are reliable Rumble Randy the Terran. And in the bottom left, randomly into Red Terran is Deanna.
So some TVT here. I mean, once this is scouted, do you think we're in for another macro game? Because I think Terrans hate playing macro TVT. I hated playing macro TVT. It's such a slogfest. I played a TVT game once that went on for over an hour, and I eventually gave up because I ran out of patience and just ran into his siege line. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I broke mentally. Like, you know?
Well, we've got two different outlooks here. So we got Deanna in the bot. He's building his wall up outside his natural. And Rumble Randy is building it at his
At the main.
entrance to his main.
Yeah, Deanna being a little more aggressive here.
2 racks.
2 racks. I assume this is still mostly for just closing it off, keeping it safe for the econ build. 2 racks this early is a little strange, but I don't think this is going to be more cheese. I wonder. There looks like there's a little gap here. Maybe, maybe not. But assuming that's fully walled off, we'll probably see an early expand from Deanna. Rumble Randy already with a gas up.
I think they both have gas up.
Oh, you're right. They do both have gas
up. You want
up.
to get a tech lab or a reactor. It does look like
even just for stim, if nothing else. Yeah, it's true.
Orbital coming out of the way. Reaper on the way. Pretty.
Oh, and we're gonna see a steal on the other refinery here. Deanna being real cheeky right now. Just kind of being annoying, I'd say. That SCV will probably go down, but I guess it's making use of the fact that it's here in the base. Probably isn't going to be leaving and doing much else anyway.
Yep, and both players are going for a very similar play. Deanna slightly behind on his natural placement, but
well,
he's got the 2 racks.
Refinery just not finishing, actually probably a good thing because that means it could be canceled for some minerals back. If the recognition is there to cancel it just before it dies. Hopefully Deanna will do that.
Definitely. We got the 2 tech labs. Interesting.
That is very strange. You'd usually see one and one. So I wonder what we're looking for out of the second tech lab here. Maybe we'll see something interesting in the no factory. I was gonna say blue flame, but no factory means I think we're just gonna see some
marauders.
Yeah, I guess we'll see combat shield and stim coming right away. Concussive shells probably following. And we've already got a nat up here for Rumble Randy. We're about to have a natural up here for Deanna. That's going to be some good production here. I think Deanna flying a little too close to the sun on worker count, 18 to 23, not producing as efficiently as they could be.
Yeah, very similar gas. I think they both are only on 2 gas. And I mean, both don't really have saturated naturals, so not too big of a difference. Just nothing big yet, We're getting double Reapers.
Yep. And yeah, I didn't catch if we saw the cancel on the refinery. I'm going to assume probably not. It just died.
But
Starport now for Rumble Randy, going for a more traditional 1-1-1 style right now, which, I mean, pretty typical Terran opener in a TVT, I would say. You want to just get your baseline units out. You want to get your siege tank out. Actually, here we got a cyclone though, so that'll be interesting to see how the harass with this one pays off.
Along with the siege tanks, which any bio gets it's hard to push it into
Double
siege.
factory now. Deanna playing a bit unconventionally here, I'd say, with this build order.
Also, no stim yet for combat shields.
Feels
from-
like a waste with the 2 tech labs, you know?
Yeah, he's just building single marines. Maybe I assume it is so that he can just left them off and then immediately put those factories onto those tech labs and start building double siege tanks.
True. Yeah, I would agree. That's probably right. And we do have a, engineering bay coming out
What
on
you
the
do
side.
have to remember, right, is in a siege tank versus siege tank battle, siege tanks don't have full vision of their
Right.
range. So, having air control is very useful, unless you just want to waste scans. And so far, all we see from air control is the Vikings from.
And that Viking is out, not able to do a whole heck of a lot when there is no air for Deanna. May need to land to get anything done, but it will exist. It will give that air coverage for the siege tank, like you were mentioning.
Double more.
Probably
Vikings.
uncontested.
So,
Tech.
it's looking quite good for.
Tech lab on this factory, reactor on the other. I'm guessing we're going to start seeing some widow mines, it looks like, being pumped out of maybe both.
And there's a push coming from Rumble Randy.
Right.
With 2 siege tanks and the Viking, which is going to let him to see onto the high ground, see way farther than Deanna's siege tanks.
And frankly, like, what is there to hold this from Deanna now? We got some widow mines coming out, so if we can get some good widow mine hits, that could change the tide here. But frankly, this is looking like an overwhelming force right now.
Ooh, is he gonna
And
be
that
able to
widow
bury
mine
the
not
mine?
even burying in time. This is brutal. Probably gonna have to bury some widow mines on the high ground and forfeit the natural. These siege tanks sieging up, and now all of these marines are easy pickings.
Yeah, Deanna just switched production to get a siege tank out, but it might be a little too
No,
late.
and not able to reach are the marines getting the Vikings. Ah, they gotta move from that corner. That's such a terrible spot for them to be in. The siege tank will reroute and shoot them if the Vikings stay close enough.
Yeah, now we have 3 siege tanks here to 1 in production with no air support. This is not.
And these marines are not being handled effectively here. They are getting blown to smithereens, and I think with that, we'll probably see another GG in a second now.
That we have. I don't know if this is with these siege tanks, but these siege tanks are going to get outranked.
2 little mines on the, on the ramp. Maybe take out some of the marines as they try to approach up. I don't suspect we'll see the scan. SCV's trying to repair the base, but there isn't a lot of hope for that. I'd say this looks like a pretty killing blow, even if there is some way to hold on here.
All he has is the Ghost Academy. I mean, he's not doing anything left. Maybe that's why he had the double tech lab, so he wanted his
Maybe
reduced
Food's
ghosts.
going for ghosts, yeah.
But 2 siege tanks. Oh,
Like, I just don't think, we need another barracks. I think we need units.
yeah, he definitely needs units, but he's not. He doesn't really have much. He has 17 army. He has lost a lot.
A lot, and
To
it's
say the
killed
least.
actually nothing, so you hate to see it. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, and there's the scan. Get rid of them.
Randy kind of sees what's happening, sees the widow mines.
Not close enough to get the other one, but I mean, how much damage can one widow mine really do to an army like this?
And you can kind of see that TBT meta coming into play now with the siege tanks, where it's like, this is the game of chess. Because there is air superiority for Randy here, the siege tanks are getting a wider range, and therefore there's just not much Deanna can do.
Secure victory, you know?
And so
It
that,
just whatever army Deanna wanted to get online, he did not get online fast enough. You saw he canceled whatever he was making to try and get siege tanks out because there were siege tanks knocking at his door. And I think that is the losers finals.
that was losers finals, so we'll be going for grands. I think Randy will be having a run back with. Well, actually, did Randy play Creature? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Randy will be having the run back on Creature in grand finals. This will be a best of 5, unlike all of our best of 3 so far. So I'm excited to see some more good games.
Definitely. It's been I mean, we've gotten the gambit, we got economic games, we've gotten double rush games, single rush games. It's
it's
been very unique.
It spanned the gamut. I was pretty excited to start out and see that cannon rush right away. I think that was brought me right back into it. Been a lot of good stuff today. And if you're having fun in the chat, definitely let us know. We are in the money. It is top 2 payout. I misspoke a little earlier. I said top 3. It is top 2. So this is for money. first and second place respectively.
We can play MCD party.
Yep, we'll be getting this sorted again. Creature, obviously the favorite to win tonight, but Randy, clearly a very established and good player. Hopefully we can see some good matches.
Okay, so we got both our players in the lobby, and we can get the ban.
Yeah, I think we can start their bans. Get right back into the action.
I believe Robo Randy players first. He came in from the losers.
Yep, that would be my interpretation. Yep, and there it is. First ban on Pride.
Okay.
Let's see, ban back on
People really
Curious.
not liking these maps.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the same bans over and over again. A lot of games on Atmospheres, Berlingrad, Blackburn, and Hardwire. I don't think we've seen a single game on Curious, Glittering, or Pride.
Oh, Hardwire going away. We've seen. I think you're right.
If
One
we-
more ban and then a pick.
Yep. So we'll see where they choose to go with the bans.
Let's hope we get 5 games. You know, like a good 5th game
Yeah.
to end it off on.
I mean, if Randy wins, we get a bracket reset.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, so coming from
Oh.
losers, Randy has to win 2 best of 5s. Yeah. Randy has to win 2 best of 5s because that would essentially, what that would do is put Creature in losers because everybody gets 2 chances, you know?
Okay, so we can get a bunch of games going. Okay, so it looks like our first map is Berlingrad.
Our favorite Germano-Russian map. Serving all of our needs.
Let's just make sure you know.
Yep, and we're just going to make sure both these players are aware of the fact that if Randy wins, they will have a bracket reset grand finals as well. That's standard in double elimination tournament brackets for the grands. But
Both our players are ready.
yep, we'll see if Randy's up to the task. Creature did knock him down before, I believe, showing that they are an undominable force here today at Brookland.
Definitely. I mean, so far we've seen Creature is the only. I believe he's the only Protoss player we've seen picking Protoss. I think we've seen randoms.
Yeah, we saw a random
Random
Protoss,
Protoss.
but that was it. I think Creature's been the only pick Protoss we've seen. I think that's true. A lot of Terran today.
Definitely rolling deep in the Terran. You know, deep in the Terran for Axis.
Yes, sir. But here we are on Berlingrad. Would you like to introduce our final set of players?
Definitely. Okay. So starting at the top left, we've got Rumble Randy clawing his way up through the losers bracket in the yellow Terran. And in the bottom right, sitting high, is our red Protoss.
Yep.
Yeah, that is definitely the root logo.
Yeah, that's definitely we remember that from back in the day. Look at that guy. Looking, it's like nostalgic to look at it
Yeah.
almost. I think they made a more modernized version. It looks like a higher res one than the one I remember. They're basically the same exact logo.
Yep. So remember, top 2 payout, $160 I believe so far is what the match, the pool is looking at like. And here we go. We got the
Yeah.
racks, we got gates.
Once again, because this is our final match, if you're interested in donating to the prize pool, !Matcherino in the chat. All funds will be going to the players. Great cause for a great event.
Double gas before the barracks is even finished.
That's aggressive. That's an aggressive gas play.
Definitely. Even more gas than Protoss, which is, usually known as the gas intensive race.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what we're seeing out of that gas. It's immediately scouted by Creature, so there is awareness of the double gas. I think Creature will probably feel comfortable to just hold the way they did last time with the shield beacons. Is that what they're called? The
Shield battery.
shield batteries. Those things seem insane to me. Like, because they start with full energy when you build them,
I think they start. Did they start full?
or very close to full. I mean, it was a lot of energy.
Definitely, definitely good defensive. But you do need units to defend it. You know.
This is true. And we already got a second Nexus here coming out, so very heavy econ play here from Creature relative to the double gas opener from
Yep.
Randy. I think we're going to see some kind of cheese, maybe a 1-1-1-1
Maybe
base
one,
push.
one. You know, we got the factory down for any sort of command center on the natural.
And I mean, like, with siege tanks, maybe even a shield battery isn't enough. Because, like, maybe with Splash on siege tanks, you can actually start punching through to the actual health bars underneath the shield.
Oh, and we do have a command center on the way, so definitely not an all-in. Definitely some slight economic play.
Yep, that's right. So maybe it'll be kind of a 1-1-1 on 2 base. I think we did kind of see a similar play before, pumping out some Hellions here, maybe trying to get a little harassment.
You know, typical Robotics there. I'll get an observer out, maybe some immortals for any siege tanks or anything like that. You know.
I love the design of these custom Nexuses. I think this must be a StarCraft 1 Nexus, you think?
Maybe it looks very Egyptian.
It does look very Egyptian, but it's a cool model. Blizzard took, I think, a little too long to get things like this into the game.
Well,
Here's some pressure. Stalkers notoriously hard to kill with Reapers and Hellions, but I think right now,
They probably pull energy.
yeah, which isn't that crazy? So right now, I mean, only this health damage is permanent. The Stalker going to be able to walk back and immediately get back to full shield. And that's so fast. It's too fast. And it used like 20 mana. I feel like it would be less of a big deal if it was such a big fight, but in this early game, it feels so big.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Double gateways
Thing
creating
is,
a
like,
choke
if they
point.
put down buildings, like they can just attack the buildings, and we'll have to heal the buildings and waste it. You know?
Yeah, this poor Reaper getting a little caught out. Hellion as well, kind of losing those for nothing is Randy. So that's an unfortunate but small little gain here for Creature in the early game.
Yep, just a bunker coming down for some defense, more gates, some more.
Starport
Yep.
brings in the medevac. Are we going to see a drop?
Are we gonna see another? I think you tried this before, right? You tried this double Widow Mine drop.
Yep, looks like he's going for the same exact
Trying to
strategy.
get- I don't think he got anything last time.
I will say, StarCraft players are notorious for feeling like, you know, they've got everything figured out, but really, we're just mastering one build and taking it all the way to platinum.
Yeah.
You know?
We got a Raven. We're gonna see some Colossi. We got the box.
But already here, this medevac, I don't think was expecting to see this third. Unit's already in position to intercept, and it's going to just be nothing. Oh,
the boost.
puts on the boost and makes it away barely. I think they were planning to approach this Nat here and just probably flabbergasted by the fact that there's already a third being built.
Yeah. We got
Very aggressive expansion.
third base. We got Immortals. To counteract these siege tanks. We got a Raven. In case that observer tries to get a little cheeky.
Yeah,
with it.
Raven will help maybe kill this observer. I think it's not. I think Randy built a Raven early last time. I wonder if this is just more meta now, because in the past, like, Ravens were a really rare unit to build. And I think it'll be useful here to scout out this
somebody's
observer.
scanning around.
Oh, so close. It must just barely be out of vision range, and this observer's like, I'm getting out of here.
Yep, unfortunately, we got the Twilight Council.
Units in random places right now. All moving back to aggregate around this third. Worker advantage for Creature is currently only 7, but with a third Nexus up, pumping out those, I'm sure we'll start to see that lead grow.
Here comes the Colossi.
And this is going to be
Very
big. This is where Creature starts to get
Yeah.
teeth.
Yeah, I mean, 3 base Protoss is a scary sight. They are a powerhouse. They have very strong units, very expensive units, but when you get on 3 base, I mean, what a unit, no unit's too expensive. Charge lots, we got the Thermo Lance.
Yeah, Thermal Lance. We'll just get everything. Why not? And we're finally just now getting stim for Terran. So I think the difficulty of this is Randy went for a build that feels like it's meant to be aggressive and then didn't push. And so now what we're stuck with is Randy on a lower econ build trying to figure out, do I move out, but I don't think I can do it. Do I take a third, but it might be hard to hold. And we're slowly starting to see the economic pressure put on Randy.
Yeah, we already have 1 Colossi against, 22 Marines. Colossi shred.
Colossi really shred.
We're gonna get another one. They're gonna be upgraded. They're gonna have charge lots, so it's gonna be hard to get back to them. We might need to see a starport with some Vikings coming out to get these guys out.
Yeah, with some Vikings, it can be doable, but I do think this economic lead is only going to continue to grow. We're going to see the Terran push out here, but I think Randy's going to be in for a rude awakening.
Only one siege tank. That's it.
Bold.
That's all he has besides bio. And there's 2 Colossi, a third one on the way. He is going to hit...
Oh, they're going to walk right into each other, and that is not good here for Randy.
Yep.
Because he needs to siege up. He's got to take hold and find a position.
I
like taking the high ground here. This is smart. Because if you can siege up here with the Widow Mines, maybe there's some potential for damage. Okay, but here come the units in from the side. Randy does not really seem ready for that. Charge lots pushing in deep. Siege tank immediately falling down. And Randy overwhelmed immediately by this army.
Yeah,
Medevac trying to boost out, picking up some of the units.
Yeah, he hit right as the range upgrade hit for the Colossi. I don't know if he got a single one.
I think Creature's having fun now because Creature is building a Dark Templar shrine.
Yeah, 8 Zealots. That's really all I was lost. Some Stalkers, but mostly Zealots, and like you said before, that's what they do.
And here come the Colossus pushing into the natural with the thermal extended lance. Very threatening, even with this wall up in place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think right now we're probably going to see some background DT play. Maybe dropping them. I'm not really sure.
It's getting blank, and there are Vikings coming.
Whatever that is. I do not know what that upgrade is. Okay, wow, but like Bioball pushing in here and actually scaring back the Colossus with the Vikings in play. Actually a huge victory coming in here for Randy. It seemed like Creature got a little overzealous trying to put the pressure on the wall here with the extended thermal lance, and as the Marines and Marauder Ball kept building with the Viking background support, not only was Randy able to push back, Randy was able to do some damage.
Yeah, luckily he has that Raven.
DTs though. Yeah, the Raven will help, means he doesn't have to keep wasting scans to try to make this go away, but okay, 1 Archon. I think this is so that it's baited away from the DTT. 2 DTs who are going to sit here in the back and do some damage.
Exactly. He's threatened to do something. He is down almost half workers. He is down like half resources mined, and the Protons is just reaching.
Yeah, and I think they're sitting on similar supply, which is good, but it belies the huge economic difference we're seeing here with 74 workers to 36.
The army is high for Terran. Creature's army is mostly made up of Zealots, which, you know, he has concussive shot, so not the greatest for this bio army right now.
The real question is, can Randy crush through this main army and put some damage on? I don't think this is enough to kill, probably, but it might be enough to cripple the huge economic advantage Creature has. So we're seeing it here. We're going to see a drop in the main, kind of splitting forces here.
It might become a Colossi that just got me.
Oh yeah, that'll be a loss.
Oh?
Absolutely, if he focuses it. Although it did not look like he properly focused that.
Oh,
DT's shredding the army here. I do not think he was ready for that.
Scan.
Unfortunately, the drop not really yielding the results he was probably looking for.
No scans already. And seeing that he just has bio, he's making some, I think those are disruptors, which, if their little balls are placed correctly, will disrupt the army. They will destroy it.
Yep. Side gateway coming in over here. Medevacs may be going to be sniped by this army, but it looks like we're going to see a full frontal assault once more.
You gotta be careful. He can't move around.
The army does look bigger for our Terran player at this exact moment, but that doesn't mean this couldn't go either way with these disruptors. Here comes the ball.
Oh,
Only swiping out a Widow Mine.
Not bad though. Getting they do a lot of splash damage. And that's a lot. That is 24 more.
I mean, these armies are probably at about similar supply. I think the lead for Creature here is entirely in workers. And right now, that was some blood.
Yeah, we're seeing. I mean, the AoE from Creature. He's got the claws.
Okay, those charge lots being baited in on a single unit. Only one of them goes down, though. A little bit of tit for tat. And here comes the main army. The Terran army was not in position for that, finding a really good point to approach from. Okay.
But the Colossi are just attacking so much.
Yeah, the Colossi are not doing effective damage right now, and these Marauders are slowly peeling through this wall of Zealots that are absolutely massacring. There's DTs mixed in there with no Raven to spot them. This DT has 5 kills, the other one had 10, and that'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, even with the slight misplay of the Colossi just attacking the supply depots, the disruptor shots are big. All he had was all he really had was that bio. And I mean, you know, Protoss has a lot of AoE.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say, similar APM that game, both players playing at a very, very competent high level. And so I'm really excited to see what we go for here in the next game. This is not out of the realm of possibility for Randy. Yeah.
Let's see what Mappy picks.
Randy proving from that game though that that they are a very good player.
Definitely.
Did not get rolled over at all, and I think I was particularly impressed by that one push out of the base, which killed a lot of that initial army from
I mean, that was a huge black.
It just seems as though Creature plays heavy econ, and it does not seem as though Randy's really ready to keep up with that.
I mean, yeah, he's playing heavy econ, and he's playing it very well. There's very few, there's no kinks in his armor, I haven't seen any big misplays from Creature that will let Randy abuse the fact that he likes playing this hard econ play.
Right.
So here we go.
Getting into game 2 on Blackburn.
Yep. Game 2 out of best of 5, so Creature sitting a little comfortable. I'm sure he's been in this position before, so I'm sure he's ready to play.
Yes, sir. So here we are on Blackburn. Rumble Randy at the southeast position, the yellow Terran, and Creature, the person who won game 1, sitting here in the bottom left as the red Protoss. This map is really strange. It feels as though the players are fairly close to each other, but it doesn't really seem like they are. The terrain's a little tricky here, where from air to air it's kind of close, but there's actually like a long walkway for like this probe to do to get the scouting out.
Definitely. So I mean,
It almost seems like it would be more difficult to expand to a third on this map. The third is very exposed, very open to whatever is nearby. I guess this would be the more natural third. But either way, there's lots of attack routes, and I think that might be able to put a hamper on the heavy econ play that Creature is so good at.
yeah, you have 2 options. You either want to expand away from your opponent or expand towards your opponent with those 2/3. And one in the middle, which you can float a base to for a little cheeky play.
It's the most aggressive expand I can imagine, just behind just the debris.
Definitely, but we'll see what happens. Starting out, nothing big. I think we have the gas from the Terran again. Just normal stuff.
Double gas though, so
Double
it is
gas.
still pretty aggressive. I think Randy's going for something similar, maybe a similar 1/1/1 expand. We do have another really early Nexus coming out again for Creature. I think it's been working out.
No forge or anything, just the gateway. But he sees the real big place. He's scouting very useful. Nothing huge coming at him, so he can just do this. He can put down his Siren X or get his warp gate tech coming, and chill.
Yeah, absolutely. Chillin' like a villain.
We've got the Faggot coming out before the command center.
What's interesting to me is Randy hasn't been sending scouts out. Creature's been sending scouts out both games. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like a little more economic production, but I do think maybe if Randy was clued into just how early and how aggressively Creature was expanding, that might change his mindset a little bit. And an in-depth coming out.
Yep, along with the Starport. So, probably get out maybe an Oracle. Get some lot harass damage.
Oracles are scary units, man. They melt SCVs. like it's their job.
I mean, we don't have any anti-hero yet. We have no Marines. We have just the 111 Tech Lab reactor going down, and we have an armory on the way. So probably going heavy for the neck for the Terran.
Yeah, which might be a nice change of pace. Here we see the Adept's shadow coming out and does teleport forward to it. Here he's going to meet two Reapers, and this is probably...
But, I mean, Adepts do a lot of damage like this. He's not too much cheat anymore, because the walled off. Oh, it's not walled off.
Oh, and the Reaper does... I think... Oh! Dang. Nice play from Randy there. I think that Adept could have killed both Reapers with slightly better movement. Bunker does finish before the SCV is killed as well, so this Adept able to get a little bit done, but not too much.
And again, the Oracle's coming, and we have no anti-hero.
Yep. Still very aggressive with only the shield battery to protect. It seems like it's going to work to take this natural expand.
Well, there's the anti-hero. Here comes the Thor. It's going to come out in a very long time. Enough time for this Oracle to do as much
Massive
damage as he wants.
And here we go. Oracle Vision coming in. Let's see it from that perspective as these units get absolutely massacred.
Here we go.
The 4 SCVs never stood a chance. Probably going to be content to do this until it runs out of mana for its attack. Oh no! Attacking a structure, wasting a lot of its mana, actually, unfortunately, for creature. So still able to get some kills here.
There is one Marine, and it's not very much.
So a solid 6 kills, 7 kills in, and here comes
And
the
here
Thor.
comes the Thor. Okay, and it's out of mana.
So bad, but not crippling. I think also these Adepts trying to get into the bunker. I mean, what's tough here, from my perspective, is now we're at 3 base for creature, while we still don't even have a
We
natural
have
here for
nothing
Randy.
in production. He is going all in. This is it.
Yeah, Randy's kind of decided, like, we're doing Thorship.
19 workers to 42. This has
This
to
medevac is all SCVs except for 1 Marine. This is basically a Thor, is what this is.
And Oracles are just going to make sure that any job that is done, he just finishes up.
I mean, I guess the SCVs can repair the Thor.
Yeah.
They can repair the medevacs.
But
So
he can't go through that slow field.
yeah, and this is...
Here comes the drop.
Here comes the drop. Okay,
SCVs.
Thor down. SCV's down. Repairing the medevac.
There's a...
Okay, a Void Ray in play will snipe out the first medevac. This is looking dangerous. I don't think... I mean, repair on the Thor is doing work. The Void Ray backing up, afraid to die. It's good pressure, but where do we go from here? Taking out some SCVs.
He just needs to get that medevac out.
Full shields back on this Void Ray, and I think that's going to be enough DPS to kill the Thor. And that's the GG.
Again, creature showing economic dominance, man.
And not just economic dominance, but like economic dominance with the ability to hold tight even when you're getting rushed, which I think is the mark of a really good player. That's the difficult thing. It's like anybody can throw 2 Nexuses down before, like, I don't know, 3 minutes in the game or whatever he did. But like, it takes a really good player to do that while still being able to hold against a Thorship rush.
Yeah, and now we're on to creatures. Last game if he wins, you know? Rumble Randy on the back foot.
Yep.
He is picking 2K.
This could be tournament point.
I mean, he's made it this far. He gets money in his pocket either way. But,
Absolutely.
You know, his pocket will be a little lighter than if he got first place.
This is very true. Creature looking to end this event and take his money to the bank.
Yep, here we go. Match point for creature. And we're going in PvP. Nothing different there.
On 2,000 atmospheres. This map,
Quite a distance between both players.
yep, very far at those cross positions.
And just as we are getting lively here, the whole venue is getting lively, you know? This place is rocking.
Absolutely. Would you like to introduce our players for what might be the last game of the tournament?
Sure, here we go. In the bottom left, our underdog fighting up through the ladder. Rumble Randy as our yellow Terran. And located in the top right, sitting in his chair, stroking his cat, not giving a care in the world, is Creature. You know, He is sitting pretty. He has
He's watching his koi pond.
he has many games to go if he would even think to start losing first place. You know, he'd have to lose 3 matches in a row to get to the second best of 5,
And then would have to lose
another
another
3
best of
matches.
5.
You know, 6 matches, and all he has to do is win one right now.
It's not a hill to climb, it's a mountain, and that mountain only gets steeper as the game goes on. I think Randy has to play honest, go for an econ build, but that's Creature's strong suit. It just seems as though Creature's shown, you know, they have what it takes.
And here we go. Oh. Here we go.
Yep, and here we go.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yep, SCV getting some good scout down, seeing just the barracks and the regular. Only 1 gas this time, so maybe not seeing as aggressive of a 1-1-1. I'm hoping Randy, you know, he's looking like trying to throw down a base here. Probe kind of getting in the way, and here it goes. Base.
Yeah. So he's gonna get a little harassed.
Yep, and this is scouted by the probe. Not that it really matters. I mean, it was sort of expected.
But I mean, I like this. You have to do something different. So, you know, maybe playing his game and then playing it better is what you have to do, you know?
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult, but it's not impossible. I think with some clever play, with some good drops, with some good ability to prevent these super aggressive expands that Creature's been going for, may be able to push back and really take a game.
Yep. So, you know, same opening for Creature.
Stargate already, so I think we're definitely going to be seeing another early Void Ray, which is interesting. I don't typically think of that as being good against Terran, but I think especially as we're seeing some more mech play, I think especially as we're seeing a little bit less Marines, it's kind of working out.
Yeah. I think he's gonna make the Oracle first, probably, you know?
Right.
And then see what happens. Because, I mean, if you do see the mech, Void Rays are always good.
That's true. Yeah, the Oracle is just such good harassing tools.
Very good. 3 shots as SCVs very quickly. If you get 2 of them at the same time, you're melting mineral lines. And here comes the scout from the Adept to see what happens.
Gonna run into a bunker here. Probably not gonna be able to make it around.
But that's
But with the shade, that's their thing. So not able to make it up the wall. Will maybe be able to. Oh, chooses to not go in. Doesn't really want to take its 2 SCVs and the mule down.
Got some more barracks on the way, so heavy bio.
Yep, heavy bio. You'll love
Yep,
to
we
see
see the
it.
engineering base. We're probably gonna get some +1 upgrades, and here comes the Oracle.
Oracle
Coming out,
online.
choosing to chrono that. He doesn't feel like he has to chrono work it because he doesn't feel any pressure, so he can just get these Oracles out.
Second Adept here in the front now. I wonder if they're going to try to blink past this bunker to kill some of these mules and SCVs. Looks like we may. And looking at the wall, seeing it's not open, and deciding not to go in once more. So really looking for more of a cheeky way into the main, it seems. I do think there's some damage to be done here at the natural, but I also understand not wanting to risk your units for what might not be that big of a payoff.
Yep, still 1 gas for the Terran, so, you know, very heavy Marine play.
Oh, but here it comes in with the Oracle. They are blinking the Adepts in. The Marines are in position, though, killing the Adepts and the Oracle. That was not ideal. Let's see what's lost here. 2 Adepts, 1 Oracle. 6 SCVs is damage.
200 gas, though, for that Oracle and the Adepts.
The gas cost is big, but Creature is bigger. Already throwing down a 3rd base. Ready to take this all the way. Throwing down double gas at the natural. Creature's ready to amp this up.
All he has is this Oracle. Another one coming out, but that's all he has for, like, offensive units.
The Marines have been pretty on top of it, which you'll love to see. 10 SCVs actually going down. I didn't see that Oracle take out a few more. So that is pretty huge. 25 workers to 47. 3rd out on the way for Creature. The harassment has been working, even if it doesn't look like it's been that effective.
He needs to start pushing out, you know? All he has are those Oracles and...
Marines moving out, but the Oracles are coming in, and now there is no defense. There's 1 missile turret in the natural, 1 in the main. Will that be enough? Picking off some loose Marines. I think those missile turrets are actually in very good positions. I do not think those Oracles can really get into the main part of the mineral line. So actually, fantastic job. Really good placement.
And here comes a push
And let's see what the Marines can do now.
All he has at home are some Stalkers. That's it.
So there
No
is
blink
some good
yet.
potential here for this to push this down. Marine's not the
No
best
shield
at killing
batteries
Stalkers,
either.
but let's see. Stalkers kiting. Great kiting and placement on these Stalkers, but there goes the damage. The stutter
More.
step. And
No, the
shield battery
off.
immediately goes down, which means this base is going to be in threat. More units warping in. Are these Marines enough with the Oracles?
They're going to be going. Oh,
Okay, the Oracles
of
do go
damage.
down, but this is some good damage. How many
That's a lot
how many
of
SCVs did we lose? I mean probes. Okay, 7 in total.
But I mean, that's still more. More oracles gone. Does he have any? He has no more oracles left, so that's very good for the Terran. Terran's still on one base, not building another yet, but pumping out that bio. You know.
Yeah, I think this third base though is online. 60 workers in for creature. I think we're gonna start seeing that economic engine playing dividends because even though that was like an okay push, I don't think it did the economic devastation damage that Randy really
It
needed.
was good. If he had some Marauders, in
It would have
there,
made a
it would have
huge
made
difference. I agree. Because these stalkers melt to Marauder
But
shots.
creature might be waiting for this +1 attack.
Yep, probably gonna move in once the 1-1 is complete. And here it goes.
Marauders, he's focusing down.
Yeah, using Blink. And I think right now, Randy holding. Oh, actually, no, there is some units. I was going to say without much here. There are some units on the high ground, so you like to see that.
Just stop.
Playing defense on the high ground probably in case there's a Stalker Blink up.
His army is doing nothing right now.
Yeah, I think Randy's afraid of the Stalkers blinking past them.
He needs some Marauders on the low ground though. He needs like contested shot. Or get him, let him pick off more. That's what he needs to do. He needs to keep picking off more so this Protoss can't just get the death ball going.
I think, yeah, Creature's just content to like let this pressure be keeping Randy at 2 bases. Pushing onto a 4th base now.
Look at this blink.
Yeah, really, really good Blink micro.
This is crazy.
Concussive shells don't have anything. You could just blink to the back of the
Yeah.
pack. Oh man, great Blink micro, losing absolutely nothing there.
I think we have a War Prism. Yep, a War Prism coming. More Stalkers. He's getting Zealot speed. He doesn't even have Zealots yet. He doesn't even need them. He has Blink.
Are we gonna see a Blink to the high ground? How does he get the vision?
He needs to be careful because if he does blink up there, and
Oh, he has the Warp
loses
Prism
it,
for vision.
he doesn't want to commit everything and lose it.
Yep, here it comes. He's gonna drop the sentries on the high ground and blink the stalkers up. And here it is, the whole army past the bunker. This is where the damage happens. Force fielding the ledge. Oh my god, absolutely crippling. Great pickup on the medevac though, but I don't know. I think it's too little too late.
The blinks. Oh my
Dude,
god.
the blink micro
blinks.
is
Look at that
insane.
APM.
Showing why he's on route. Preacher taking game 3 in a convincing fashion.
Wow.
Oh my god.
An explosion of that blink play was beautiful.
That's how you know. I mean, that's how you know that Creature was in it to win it.
Yeah. Creature taking home his.
Can we see a rewind? Oh man, can we just like see a zoom in on that man? Okay, I'm not gonna pretend to know how this overlay works, so we're not doing that. But I would love to see that blink micro again later. GG's to everybody that came out today. That was a really fun event.
I mean, both players very skilled. Creature is showing how he, you know, while both players can be very skilled, Creature was able to, you know, power through any cracks Rumble Randy had. And Randy, you know, he almost had it there at the very.
I know.
There was that one push,
Yeah.
and it could have done something, but unfortunately, he just didn't have enough power behind it.
I know, it was really good. It did do some damage, and I think that was Randy's best attempt to try to stop the pressure. So I did like it. I just think it was a better macro game. I mean, it was clearly better micro game, but it didn't matter until the final fight. I think it was really just macro all the way for Creature.
Just pounding it out, and then the blinks. That brought me back to like old days of
Yeah.
SC, like Marine splits and drop micro, and
That was the name of the game back then, you know? It was so fun. So fun to see.
that's why we watch StarCraft for those moments of skill shining through, and you know, shining through and bringing back the money.
Absolutely. And so both Rumble, Randy, and Creature are going to walk away with some money in their pocket. Thanks again to everyone who donated on Matcherino. Thanks again to all of you out in the chat for watching. I think this has been such a fabulous first Star Pilot Open.
Yeah, a great start of the StarCraft scene at Brooklyn.
Absolutely. So I think we'll be signing out here in just a moment. So once again, I am 12G BDS, the artist formerly known as Lord Frieza.
And I am Goku here. I've been bringing you StarCraft all day.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody.